Hello, everyone. Real talk, real people. Sometimes I find it easier to be productive when I hold myself accountable. And I can do that by sharing my study sessions with you. So, we vibing. Check out Gentleman House Music. Link is in the description if you dig it. But, yeah. So, let's do a quick recap. What I'm working on right now, I'm using healthcare. I'm creating a healthcare architecture. Here are the basic specs, the business requirements. It's going to be for a healthcare ABC. We'll call it a healthcare ABC company. And they have on-premises data center for their healthcare company. It has a CPOE system, which has 5 servers, has an EHR server. Each EHR system with 5 servers. EHR is shorthand for electronic health record, and CPO is like computer patient order entry system. We have a chat transcript program as well, and with DB is for database. So basically, what we have here, the lift and shift, that formation is just this company wants to take their database and put it onto the cloud. So that's exactly what I'm formulating, architecting right now. They state that they want everything from the on-premises moved over to the cloud. So when you're doing a one-for-one lift, that's a lifting everything from the on-premises data center and shifting it to the cloud, thus the lift and shift migration. Right here, they want their transcript program to hold their records for 7 years. So we'll have to find a good solution for that, which I already have. Excuse me. excuse me. Got to be able to access everything at the same time from multiple areas. I think I have a solution for that. Well, I know I have a solution for that. 5 servers needed for the 2 major programs. Database show relation between variables. So there's specific databases you can use that can do specific things. So I put a baseline database, but we can research which database will work best for the needs of the healthcare company, because they want to be able to show relations between databases. And then they want 99.99 minimum availability. Sorry for the typo. And high security. So we'll be creating a security infrastructure and making sure it's available. So this is just the basic on-premises. Guess we can color that a bit. On-prem is on-premises. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. So we're looking at the on-prem router setup for the healthcare data center. So what we want to do here is actually, this is what they have on-prem. We're going to augment this to make it work. And we're going to augment it by, we're going to add I think we need to add 2 routers. Yeah. Yeah, I think we would need to add 2 routers. You can pick any 2 ISPs or internet service providers. I have Spectrum and Frontier here, connected by EBGP connection, external BGP, and then we have router 1 and router 2 connected by IBGP, which is an internal BGP connection. BGP networking. Alright, so this is kind of like the overarching infrastructure. Hold on, let me zoom out. Colors will probably make this pop more. Let me make it pop. This is on-prem, ABC on-prem. Okay, so we have on-prem, we have the Frontier and Spectrum router. We're connecting them to the cloud. So this will be the Azure cloud, and this will be the AWS cloud, because when you're doing a migration like this, you don't want to go with a single cloud. If you go with a single cloud, you're going to, and let's say AWS or Azure goes down, then your whole business is finito, it's kaput, it's down. And in a mission critical, high availability need to have this information available when lives are at stake, you can't possibly, um, you couldn't possibly wager or gamble with people's lives. So you're definitely going to want a multi-cloud solution when dealing with healthcare, health centers, and people's records. It's got to have high availability. So that's why we have the on-premises data center with 4 routers, 2 for Frontier, 2 for Spectrum, and you got Frontier and Spectrum handling Azure. So let's say Frontier goes down, you still got access to your cloud by Spectrum. Excuse me. And then vice versa. Now, if the cloud goes down, there's really nothing you can do, but that's why you have a second cloud, so you're never lost. So the chance of this whole system going down, very, very slim, very slim. And that's what we want. We want to let people know that going to the cloud is going to be to their betterment from a financial standpoint of view, from an availability standpoint of view, and just from a general point of practice. It's the future here. Now, as you see, there's a link aggregation for Azure. There's different terminologies for links, but links is the general terminology. And you have a VPN backup. So let's say something happens with our link aggregation, we have a VPN backup to get us there, and vice versa for both routers. So as you can see, there's redundancy on redundancy on redundancy, right? And that's what you want. That's exactly what you want. Now, right here, you got your electronic health record, which 5 servers. We didn't get the particulars of what each of those servers are, or what the actual cores are, DRAM, anything like that. So we're keeping this very basic. We'll get into the weeds. You're supposed to ask these questions when you're in front of the CEO, CIO, CTO, and their tech teams. So a lot of this is information gathering to make sure you're really doing the one-to-one and making the best solution for the company. So that's kind of what you're looking at there. So we have your EHR here. We have the NLB, which is a network load balancer. You always want to go with a network load balancer because they are made to go fast. They're made for high capacity situations. They're big. You go big or go home. The CPO, as we talked about, the client, computer patient order entry system. You got your 5 servers there, hosted on the Azure cloud. Let's start giving it life here. We had another network load balancer as well. So you have a network load balancer for this system and this system. And that's just going to help that system run smoothly when the information is requested or read or read from it. As it stated, you will get to the database part here. They also indicated they had a chat transcript system. And that is the object storage is going to be the main part of that. So that's fine. And then, again, we'll revisit we'll revisit this database. We'll make sure Cassandra is the best one. If not, we will go ahead and change it to a better database, something along the lines. Now, in a lift and shift, they usually tell you what database they're working on. There's usually a one-to-one version of a database they're looking for. So if they're using, MongoDB, you want to go with something agnostic, right? So something that can work anywhere on any cloud. But usually there's a one-to-one replica of what's on-prem in the cloud. So it's just about plugging and playing, really. Now, this has, again, it said it has 4 times the read traffic than the write traffic. So it needs to be scalable. So we have 2 read replicas to help with the read traffic on the database, which is good. This is how you win right here. And then same thing here. So that's the Azure cloud. This is the AWS cloud. Same exact thing, because again, this is what they want. This is a lift and shift migration. Most of the migrations are going to be like this, with certainly specific components within. It just depends on the infrastructure of the on-premises data center or the organization. So we have our on-prem, we have our networking to get to our clouds. We got our cloud redundancy, our connection redundancy, and we have the scalability support here. With again, these EHRs are hosted, I put it right here, on EC2s or virtual machines. Azure calls their servers or virtual servers virtual machines. So that's hosted on a virtual machine, and even the Cassandra DB is going to be hosted on a virtual machine. And this could be EC2, right? And then the network load balancers to make sure the system runs and very smoothly, and traffic is getting distributed equitably. Now, that's the overarching infrastructure. I could probably put one more layer around this whole entire thing, but it's more of representative of just like a line of the security. Now, when we're talking about, we like to make complete solutions here. So let's take a look at this. This is the security architecture. Let's go from right to left, because we read manga over here. So check this out. So for the security architecture, we have the CDN, which will be your content delivery network. Choose your flavor. We're going with clouds like Azure, AWS. CDN would be a CDN would be like CloudFront would be a AWS version of the CDN. That comes with, and those generally come with DDoS protection out from those DDoS attacks to the network from the internet. Then you have your network load balancer. Again, this is to equitably distribute traffic, but in AWS, it will be called an elastic load balancer, or Azure will be Azure load balancer. So once you understand the baseline technology, then it's just plugging and playing the vendor-specific situation. So if you know any of these vendors really good, you can quickly pick up on the rest of the vendors. I honestly believe, except for few small things, once you know one, you are a multi-cloud architect, as long as you understand the baseline tech. Now, if you're somebody that just knows AWS and doesn't understand the baseline tech, then you are just vendor specific. So you gotta be able to connect the dots, and I'm sure you can. I know you can, because we're doing it. Next generation firewalls, you can find these on the marketplace, the ethereal marketplace. Cisco and Palo Alto are some really good next generation firewalls. They have some of those. They'll definitely protect you. And what's better than one firewall is two firewalls. So I always suggest doing two firewalls. You can do two Cisco, two Palo Alto. You could mix and match, but I wouldn't necessarily do that. I think if you get two Cisco or two Palo Alto, you'll be in a good position. Remember, the key to cloud security, the key to cloud connection, the key to cloud success is the redundancy here. Just make sure that if somehow they get past the cloud front and your network load balancer, which doesn't protect you, just equitably distributes traffic, then they got to contend with the firewall here. And then if you only have one, well, they're going on to this part. But no, if they get past this, they got to get past this as well. And then you have another network load balancer to distribute the traffic that comes from those. And then if they get past that, then they would have to contend with your access control list, which is a very specific list of who has access to which ports. Your port 80s. I think your HTTPS. your different ports, HTTP, so on and so forth. And you can further refine who has control, who can do what. Then, if they get past that, you can further refine with security groups. So you're seeing this is layered. This is layered. This is real security right here. And then right here you would have like anti-malware protection or host-based firewall, any one of these, you know. Now, this is what I would consider to be like, well, I don't want to say ridiculous security, but you don't need all this, right? Depending on who you're working with, the client's budget, all these different things. Will you have all this? Probably not. But in an ideal world, where you're talking about multi-million-dollar, $100 million companies, entities, enterprises that have mission-critical security needs, you're going to want something like this. But also, you have to be able and be flexible to build down, so to speak. If they can't afford all this, see what you can do out of this and put it in there and fortify the security. There's some people that use things like Bastion hosts as well, but that's a whole other can of worms. So there's that. Let's see, Active Directory, IAM, you'll get one of those, and that refers to identity access management. Even further, from a company standpoint of view, detailing who can do what, who can see what, who can change what. Object encryption, we were talking about, when we go back to that, object storage, object encryption, AES. There's something called Glacier Lock. Since I would, let's say for AWS, I would want to implement Glacier Lock, which I think comes with S3 Glacier. And I'm sure there might be something similar. Actually, I think Azure, you don't have to worry about AES protection. It comes built in. And then, of course, physical security, employee training. And these are things for a good security apparatus. Of course, security monitoring, AWS Shield, other Azure products. But for the most part, this is a complete infrastructure, right? So you will go back to the client, be like, all right, so this was your On-Prem, this is your routing situation, and this is what we're going to turn it into. This is how we're going to, and we pretty much just go through it just like I went with you guys for the protection. Right here, your security architecture, and then your general architecture for your clouds. After that, it's pretty much gravy. Then you'll speak to your specific teams. Certainly you'll have network architects that are key for networking. You'll have enterprise architects. You'll be working with solutions architects. Solutions architects are let's just say the big boss. Under them, you would have the cloud architects. You have the enterprise architects, the network architects, the security architects. All of them work together to make a system like this flourish and manifest for the company and the betterment, and for also troubleshooting purposes. It's not just your job isn't over once you sell the solution. You need to be able to adequately technically document the solution, any troubleshooting and remedying. So you'll want to use certain programs, services that have self-healing, self-monitoring, maybe even some automated purposes to make your job easier, to make your client's job easier, and just overall provide the best possible solution within the parameters that you're given. When it comes to cloud, certainly cutting corners does not help. But again, I think there's a solution for every budget. Well, I know there's a solution for every budget. It's just about how much you can invest in it. And honestly, I think an investment today will certainly bring dividends in savings as early as a year. Next quarter, really. The good thing about the cloud, you don't have to wait years for the savings to become apparent. So it's a really good thing. So this is why you would see a lift and shift cloud migration. It's really cool. I like becoming a cloud architect. I like working on these. I like creating elegant solutions. I like using the software. I like being able to uh, turn questions into our architecture and the architecture into a solution, and being able to work with so many excellent people that know exactly what they're doing, and they don't. They figure it out. We all work together, and literally each solution gets better and better and better. So yeah, this has been Real Talk for People. Again, Clouded by Nature has been created. I'm just doing some fine tuning, and then I will be exclusively streaming and uploading cloud computing, cloud architecting, cloud related pieces on that YouTube channel. Um, it's going to be the Cloud Hub. It's going to be everything cloud. It's going to be cool. I'll do interviews. I got big plans for Clouded by Nature. It's going to be pretty tight. But yeah, hopefully this helps you. I know a lot of people want to teach you how to pass a test, and that's great. But you got to actually know how to do the job. So, hey, Real Talk for People. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, Clouded by Nature, there's nothing on it yet. But maybe I will post a link in the description if you just want to subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so when I start going live or uploading content, you'll be the first one to know. All right, y'all. As always, keep it real.